Tuesday night recap?
Oh, yeah. You still haven't really come up with an intro yet, have we?
No, I mean, this is kind of a new thing, and I think
I like
we're
them.
we're doing this live. We're gonna start to do this now. I think every Tuesday we're gonna jump on here for like 20 minutes or so and just kind of ramble and talk about the weekend and what our takeaways from the weekend and see how they go.
Couple of them. There's a couple of them.
Definitely. So I'll let you go first. Cheers, by the way. What's one of your biggest takeaways from the weekend?
Well, we just don't know what we're going to do at the wide receiver position with the Kansas City Chiefs.
I don't think they know what they're gonna do.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's rumor milling it up with Devontae Adams. I don't know. That might be a little rich for Andy Reid's blood. That contract coming there could just be a little too much. I don't know if they would go all in like that, but we'll see.
It's coincidental that all of a sudden the Raiders are willing to trade him.
I know it is, and he just happens to have a hammy injury that happens in practice that nobody really saw.
Right. It's a weird thing. Like, because I guess if he gets hurt, do we
Yeah,
lose him?
no, I think they kind of put. I think they put him on ice, and I believe they are legitimately dealing him now. I think that's happening sooner rather than later.
I don't know what that the whole Raiders offense is completely weird to me. But let me touch back on this whole Raji Rice thing. Um,
Big time, right?
so it's Mahomes' fault. Let's just get it out there.
Yeah, he's. I didn't really. I only watched the play once. I was watching Red Zone, so they showed it a couple times, and then it went away, and I haven't seen it since. And I can't remember. He like speared him, correct? Like,
He was he well. If you're being honest, it looked like he was going for a low hit. He was going
yeah,
to hit a dirty hit because he was pissed off about the interception,
yeah.
and it turned into him falling into Raji's leg, bending it backwards. I mean, let's be honest. It like also
That explains the TikTok I saw where he was like Bobby Boucher after throwing his interception.
I'm trying to get
That's too good. Who you texting? What's going on?
Taylor. He's saying he's jumping on the live here, and I'm trying to see if we can.
Okay.
Oh, anyway, speaking of which, Taylor, number 7 barber
Oh
parlor.
shit.
I don't know how to tell him to get on there, but um, the other thing I was gonna say. Oh, what was I gonna say? Mahomes. Oh, do you do you look at this as a karma injury after all the legal shit that he has no ramifications or repercussions for in the off season?
Yeah, it'll be curious to see if they start trying to push that forward if it is a season-ending injury. Like if he
I,
doesn't play the rest of the year, do they try to get that pushed up so that his
does
suspension happens earlier? I don't
does
know how
he
all that works
heal
now.
and then get suspended?
Right. Or can they get it to where he's suspended while he's hurt? I
I
don't
don't
know.
think they can do. I don't think they can do that because technically he wouldn't be playing. It has to be an eligible game. So I'd be
Well, if it
curious.
was Bill Belichick, he'd be finding a way.
Yeah, because he cheats his way into everything. Anyway, another injury not as bad. Takeaway, I guess. Jonathan. Outside of that, I mean, a little banged up, but Jonathan Taylor injury. But we kind of know what that is. We just
Yeah.
don't know the exact timeline.
Yeah, they said it's mid high ankle. He's had high ankles in the past. He did not get put on IR, so that's a good sign. We'll see. He's probably going to miss this week at least. So if you got Trey Sermon out there, I think he's going to see the most uptick in touches. So jump on Trey Sermon if you absolutely need it, but I'm still not thrilled starting him with his past carries, and he hasn't really done much in the past with his opportunity.
No, I think. Well, then, Anthony Richardson isn't there either.
Right, with no
So
hit,
I
as that
forgot. I
hip got
forgot about
blasted
that
up.
injury for a second.
Yeah, well, he's easy to forget the way he's been playing.
So, do you start any receivers in that off? I mean, I guess you have to start Pittman, but
Dude, Flacco's going to come back and probably make Pittman a wide receiver like 12 again. You watch.
Flacco, Denver never should have got rid of
It's just what
Flacco.
it's just what he does, man. He's gonna come back and ball out and just be like, "Yep, here we go. Here's 300 to you."
Speaking of coming back, I like how Kareem Hunt jumped up the depth chart and made everybody's waiver wire waste on Carson Steele a waste.
Yeah, I picked up Kareem Hunt instead. Dude, when I saw him going back there, I was like, he fits Andy Reid's offense perfectly. The way he plays football. It's the reason why he did so good as a rookie there.
Yeah, and the thing is he's not coming into a team that doesn't like he has to learn a playbook. He knows the system.
Yeah, for sure. Everybody was
See,
like, "Oh, it all depends on how quick he can pick it up again." I'm like, Dude, once you get that shit, you just remember that. It's like riding a bike.
Trying to share this live real quick. And then Clyde Edwards-Helaire comes back. I think for week 5.
Yeah,
At week
that
5 he
doesn't scare me.
opens the window. But
They hate him there.
well, I'm saying I think that everybody rushed to get Steele, and I think that was a wasted thing. Speaking of running
Yeah,
backs,
agreed.
we're gonna there's a lot of running back stuff this weekend, but we're gonna get to Derrick Henry. But I want to say this
That's a
in
horse,
Dallas,
not Derrick Henry. That's an absolute horse.
if you picked up Rico Dwaddle and you've been sitting on your bench, he's the only dude. He took over that backfield. He's got the biggest snap percentage by far.
Yeah,
Looks like the best option. He's the only startable one on that offense.
100%. And he might even move into an RB2 worthy spot here soon if he keeps
Like
if his
start.
usage keeps going up and up. I believe he'll be. Yeah, absolutely. Especially in that division, you're gonna get a bunch of shootouts playing with that offense. Plenty of opportunity in the red zone to score. I like Rico moving forward as even an RB2 these days.
So now that bye weeks are starting, is he bye week startable?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Rico is going to great fill in for, let's say, a Saquon Barkley this week.
I mean, yeah, and what you can expect, he'll get you. Well, I forget who they're playing, but he'll get you 10, maybe 10, 12 points, and you'll be happy for a bye week.
Right.
Because
Exactly.
what you
You
got?
can't really expect more than that in a bye week filler. You're just trying to get your low floors, or I should say high floor guys in there for your replacements. Just trying to squeak out a win.
This is where standings start to change. Like, because everybody had their full rosters, withstanding injury. Now you start to see everything's going to change now.
Injuries. Well, like this week, you got injuries creep in with bye week. So, like, I have Saquon Barkley, Jonathan Taylor stacks, and you lose them both now, and it's like, holy shit, you got to go completely rebuild your roster over in 1 week.
Well, yeah, you got
it can sneak up on you quick.
Eagles, Titans, Chargers, Lions. You could lose depending what you got. That's some major scorers right there between the Eagles and the Lions.
Yeah, and then some other people not performing the same. You got your Tyreek Hills of the world. I mean, there's some wins changing in this league.
Is it for the one man performing? Derrick and Henry.
Dude, what an absolute monster.
That's a hashtag Tuck Your Nuts Award of the week.
Fuck yes.
I gotta say this though. Give that motherfucker one more yard.
Right? Come on now. How do you not get 200?
Like,
even if we got to fudge the books at that point, just be like, he got
give
it.
Give him 200 yards. That 199, like, you're happy as hell, but you're also looking at it going, God, man.
I specifically remember Adrian Peterson, I think, had a 199-yard game once as well.
198
or something like
that. It was one of his last games, and like I think if I remember correctly, they did actually try to get him the ball at some point. But they didn't. I think he got stopped or whatever, but they couldn't just like not do anything about it. But yeah, I think it was.
But no, there was no stopping Derrick Henry that night. They could have easily got him his yard.
And then last week, he had 151 rushing yards. So is this the new normal for them? Does that hurt Zay Flowers? Does it hurt Likely and
I don't think Derrick Henry is completely game script proof. I think you saw it with Saquon Barkley as well. When they fall behind, it seems in this league, people like to just absolutely abandon the run and start to panic. So I think if they get out to a 14-0 deficit, you'll see him only get like 12, 13 touches. You get a lot more Justice Hill in there, who also looked good. So I wouldn't say it's the new normal, but I mean, it's safe to say you're starting Derrick Henry the rest of the way.
And if he's running like that and they got a lead, like they basically made the Bills completely forget how to play football. And
bad.
That's the epitome of getting punched in the mouth.
Yep.
And not being able to hit back.
I mean, the Buffalo Bills came off that huge win, doing the exact same thing, and then come back and just get absolutely smoked in the same fashion. I mean, that takes the wind right out of your sails there.
Yeah, so and that's what killed me. Like I started Zay Flowers, and now I'm scared because he was my flex basically every week, and now I'm a little bit worried. Like,
I think this is how the Ravens are going to want to play football moving forward, and just play smash mouth, beat you the fuck down for 3 quarters, and then laugh at you in the 4th while you pick your legs up off the ground.
Well, like they said in interviews, like that's traditional Ravens football.
Yeah,
Smash
100%.
mouth football with a solid defense, and
Yep.
that's exactly what they did, and I think that's how they wanna play it, I think that's how they wanna utilize Lamar too. They don't wanna make him air it out if he doesn't have to.
I mean, if you put Lamar Jackson on those old Tennessee teams where they were giving people trouble in the playoffs with Vrabel at the head coach position, I think they would have won Super Bowls back then with that team.
Oh, yeah. That's the hardest 1-2 punch
Yeah,
to
it's nasty. I mean, when do you know he's going to pull it? There's times where Lamar Jackson, the best running quarterback ever, is just getting
Mhm.
out in the edge now with nobody up but like a linebacker to beat, and it's like he just picked up 15 yards and didn't even have to sniff a safety or somebody out there.
Yeah, it doesn't it doesn't boast well for
Uh-uh.
linebackers and game script, but another team that we're gonna get on and oh, we're gonna get on this real hard,
Oh, this is going
uh,
to be good.
because they should be able to do the same thing, shouldn't they, with Saquon Barkley and Jalen Hurts to watch?
Yeah, well,
Like,
see, that's just it though. Jalen Hurts is slow. I don't know where he seems fast and he's running in a straight line, but when it comes to the read options and making decisions and stuff,
what the
speed is
hell
not
happened?
there.
What the heck happened? It makes now, there's a lot wrong with the Eagles, but I I'm an Eagles fan, but I'm a real fan, like, football fan in general, and I have said it
Right.
from the get-go, and we are probably gonna clip in about 100 times me saying that Jalen Hurts, without his legs, is an average at best quarterback.
Mm,
He was out quarterbacked by Baker Mayfield.
yeah, he is. Speaking of Baker, he is on an absolute tear. But to touch on the Jalen Hurts thing, it's getting close to panic time there in Philadelphia.
Oh,
I
if
don't know
you listen
what
to
you do.
local radio, it's there.
Oh yeah, I know they're panicking because the rest of the team looks like shit. But I mean, Hurts didn't play terrible against Tampa, and you didn't have Smith. You don't have AJ Brown. You're going into the bye week now. If he comes out of the bye week and still looks with the same decision making going on, then yeah, it's starting to start panicking on at least Sirianni being the head coach.
I wanna blame Sirianni a lot because he came in to be the CEO, and he can't be a CEO.
Yeah, and all you
He
did was
doesn't
change coordinators.
Yeah, he
Sorry for
doesn't have
cutting
the
you off.
ability. Oh, you're good. He does not have the ability to look at the game and say, "Hey, I know he gave play calling to the offensive and defensive coordinators, and I got to blame a lot on Vic Fangio for this, but Nick just doesn't have the team and doesn't have the locker room and doesn't have the leadership to say, "Hey,
Doesn't
look, you're
seem like
doing
it.
it wrong. Let's try this," which is if you're the CEO of the team is what you should do.
Yeah,
And I do think Nick's on the hot seat. I find it hard for them to fire him on the bye week, but I do think that I don't think he should have came back.
no,
I don't think they should have brought him back.
I don't think the season's far from over yet. I don't think he gets fired mid-season until they're out
No,
of playoff contention.
we're still close enough. But the
Yeah,
problem is with Jalen Hurts is his turnovers, his ball security. It's been the issue. And what kills me is when he was throwing on Sunday to not Smith and not Brown. Now, the difference is Smith and Brown go up and get balls that are errant, can
mhm,
go get the ball that is not thrown great. And you saw it on Sunday when he has to try and make an accurate pass. He doesn't have it. And man, does he miss some open wide receivers. Yeah, Goddard dropped a ball. It happens.
yeah,
But you can't come down and turn the ball over in the red zone continuously. Everyone gives so much shit to Josh Allen for his turnovers, and Hurts has more.
right.
But yet nobody gives him because why?
I don't know. It's a good
He's not
question.
he doesn't
He's a
seem to
real
be a
likable
leader.
guy, I guess. I don't know.
I guess he's likable, but he doesn't seem to be doing much leading the team. It sucks, but I do love the fact that I've said for so long, if you take away the man's legs, you can't trust his arm.
10,000% agree.
But Baker,
Unfortunately for the
though,
Philadelphia Eagles, yeah, phew, dude, he looks so good right now, and I am here for it. I'm here to cheer for all for Baker.
I love have loved that's a good segue. People want to play for Baker. That's the thing.
Yeah. I wonder
Baker,
if Jahan Dotson would get targets in Baker's offense.
yes. I was so excited about Jahan Dotson.
Yeah, and then he gets to be the number one guy there within 5 weeks, within 4 weeks, and all of a sudden he gets 4 targets and caught two of them for like 17 yards.
It,
Basically
it
droppable at this point, right?
He is. I mean, the fact that he couldn't step up and get at least 6 targets. Well, I mean,
I
granted,
mean,
now that's again Hurts or Baker, but
right?
Dude, Baker is a dude that people want to play for.
Yeah, dude, that fire, he got a fire in his fucking
And he
soul. I
he
love it.
he plays hard. The difference is like Jalen Hurts doesn't sacrifice himself for the team. Baker's like, I don't fucking care.
Yeah, break my ribs. I don't care. I'm coming.
Again, I mean, I'm sure that Cleveland would rather have him right now. They'd rather have Flacco back, and they'd rather have him back than
I
Deshaun
believe,
Rapson
I believe
Watson.
we have a video titled "Is Jalen Hurts the next Russell Wilson?" from last season, if I remember correctly.
And he is.
He
As
still feels the same guy as last year.
as soon as Russell Wilson stopped running with the ball and had to rely on throwing, he became average. Look,
Yeah.
it
And
still
all they
stands.
do is throw this deep ball that sometimes is on the money, and it makes him look fucking good.
It still stands. Tua and Mac Jones got put ahead of him at Bama, and he had to
Yeah,
transfer to be good, and he did good.
yeah, he went and balled
But
out.
you lost out your job to Mac Jones. And Tua, I understand a little bit more. I don't
Hey,
think
Mac Jones is
Tua's
a good quarterback, I think.
right,
He
but
just got a bad situation.
apparently he's better than Jalen Hurts in college. I'm just
Yeah,
saying,
that's
like
not saying much.
it's saying like they saw the same things happen, the same reasons happen. That the reasons that he got demoted in college are the same reasons why people are now jumping off of that bandwagon.
Yeah,
And I think it's
100%.
fair. I think it's got to be shared. Vic Fangio's defensive scheme was horrible. You don't play 15 yards off, and Baker is getting rid of the ball an average of 0.8 seconds
Yeah,
every time
I
and let
fucking
it
love
keep
it.
happening. Hit someone.
Who's beating Tampa, by the way?
I don't.
They're gonna win a lot of football games this year. I think if
I
they
did.
keep playing on offense the way they are.
Mm-hmm. And I like the way they did. Rashid White looked better.
Yep,
That was a great split. It was 60-40
yep.
White 60-40 snap count White.
With Bucky in that change of pace, he looks awesome in that role.
I think they gave White and they used White to his strengths. They
Yep.
used him like a lighter, like we said on Friday, a lighter Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah, I think if you the earlier Zeke Tony Pollard split, if that's how they do it, I think that's what would be perfect for him.
It's funny you said. I got to bring this up. Tony Pollard and Tajay Spears.
Yeah,
I can't tell which one's running. I think you got 2 and 20. If you look at them from the left side of their body, you can't tell who they run. They are the exact same player,
I know
just age.
they look almost identical when they touch the football, don't they?
It is. You don't have a different combo
Same kind of
punch.
like
Like, go ahead.
upright. Yes, they got that same like upright running style, and then
They look
fucking
like the
but still
same
run with
person.
power.
It's not like you're running Zeke and Pollard anymore. You're running like Pollard and Pollard. And the only benefit to that is that you don't have to change up your scheme or
Right.
anything to interchange them, which is nice. But
You
dude,
never
they
know
look like
what's
the
coming.
same person.
I mean, that's a good thing because you can keep them both healthy now and fresh.
Yes,
And
you have
you
to.
never know what's coming. Are they going to throw it? Are they going to run it? You don't know.
They looked fresh as the game went on. They both
Yeah,
looked well rested.
Tajay was punishing guys down the stretch. That was good to see out of him.
It shows me though, if they never took Pollard, Spears would be an RB1,
Yeah,
hands down.
probably almost every week he'd be in the RB1.
Man, and for someone who took a lot of him
I
in
know. I
dynasties.
was going to say I got him in some dynasty too.
Oh, it's a bummer. All right, let's hit on one more thing here. Uh Jordan Love came back a lot sooner than I expected, and actually looked
Yeah,
good. And didn't
yeah.
he did take a hit that I was a little bit worried about though.
I
He
know.
did bend a bit.
Oh, that little run that he did. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That was not
I
good.
was like, what do you like? You're early on your comeback. Oh, wait, we do have to we have to touch on
I
one
do
more
have
thing
to
after
tickle our
this.
I have to tickle our balls a little bit. Our sit starts were on the money this week with that,
You
especially with
yeah,
that game. And then yeah, dude,
we pretty Najee Harris. I think you said it was the only one who wasn't
DK
like a win.
DK Metcalf had a rough one. I think as far as where you would start him, his start sit level, I think he probably would have probably bit some people in the ass. Not for the lack of trying though. He had targets in the end
If that would have
zone.
been a touchdown
Yeah, he still does okay.
on that 45 yarder where he kind of flipped a little bit,
Right,
that changes a lot for people,
right,
especially
hundred
when you
percent.
get bonus points. That's a 6-4. That's a 10 to 16-yard play.
Yeah. So it was close, but other than that, he didn't have a great game. He had some penalties called back on big plays that were him. Just struggled a little bit. It happens, but the rest of our picks, phew. And Najee even had a solid game. It wasn't like blow up by any means, but it wasn't like, holy hell, I started Najee Harris.
Right. And yeah, you weren't like, I regret that. I was completely forgetting about the douchiness of the whole weekend and Aaron Rodgers, and God, you just love to see it.
Yeah.
Like,
Wait, what are you talking about?
all the arguing on the sideline, the comments that he made in the post game, like he's just such such a douche. Like he just
Yeah,
holds himself to such high regard. Like, and I used to love the dude, and
yeah.
that's what kills me.
It
But
is wild.
he's killing Garrett Wilson. Like, you can't sit Garrett Wilson, but
I'm still waiting for Garrett Wilson to be good.
and I think that, dude, there's arguing. They still fight all the time. You're
That's
hearing about it
fine,
and stuff.
but like, okay, it's still Aaron Rodgers. The dude can put the ball in the money. So like, if he's fighting with you, like he's the best talent you've seen at the quarterback position by a long shot. Not saying he's gonna fucking
Right.
absolutely pepper you with targets, but he used to pepper Tay Adams with targets. Why?
But
Because he
Tay
was
didn't
doing what
argue with him.
Tay didn't argue with him, and he was always in the right spot.
Aaron Rodgers' ego stops him from throwing the ball to the most talented receiver on that team. And it's a bummer because you
Yeah.
don't want to sit him because he will go, but you still, okay.
But if he's
You're
doing
the
the wrong
first,
shit, Aaron's not going to trust you. And if you don't trust him, he ain't going to throw him the
and
ball.
if you're the best thrower of the football ever, you should be able to get him the ball, even if he's slightly wrong.
That's
But
timing, though.
You're right. Maybe
Rodgers is a timing guy.
Yeah, maybe if he's such a timing guy, maybe he should have showed up for training camp. Like, it's all on him.
That's a good
Taylor
one.
said, "What's up?" And he says, "Devontae to the Jets." Ooh, we didn't even think about that. We're all taking him to the freaking Chiefs. That's a good one.
Yeah. And then that opens up Garrett on the other side of the ball. They can't just double team the shit out of him the whole time.
They're gonna have to get rid. I mean, they won't get rid of Lazard because like Rodgers
No,
loves
but
him.
Lazard
But
would be a great third receiver.
that would be
Who
really
plays the
interesting.
slot then?
Is it
I guess
Lazard's
Lazard's not really a slot guy.
He's not though. Neither is Tay. But I don't even. Why did we not think about that? Devontae Adams to the Jets is a great. I don't know if they have the salary cap, but that
Taylor coming in clutch.
Yeah, thank you, Taylor. Yeah, that would immediately make their offense better. I think it hurts Breece Hall a little bit, but I do think it helps Garrett Wilson's bad year.
Yeah, you think it makes Garrett Wilson better, or does that hurt his fantasy stock going forward?
I think anytime Tay's on the field, the number 2 immediately gets more open.
That's true. Look at Jacoby Myers.
Dude, and I know, and I drafted him. People were trying to trade me.
Who, Jacoby Myers?
Yeah, I was like, oh, just throw him in as like an extra for a trade when I was trying to trade for a younger guy. And I'm like,
no.
I don't really think I can get rid of him. And this was before the season. I said, because I think he's gonna get the Devontae Adams. Taylor just said that he doubts Vegas trades in the division. There was a lot of
that's what everybody says. But Vegas has done stupider things, like when they traded Randy Moss for like a third round pick or whatever the hell they gave up.
This whole offseason has been a lot of in-division trades, though, if you look at it.
Yeah.
And especially Barkley.
Yeah, that wasn't a trade, but they knew exactly where he was going.
Yeah.
Because he even makes the comment in Hard Knocks. He's like, if he goes to Philly, I'm going to throw up. Like, you knew he was going to Philly.
Do you think he really threw up?
Oh, for sure. Probably right in his Cheerios. Fuck. We got to play him twice.
Yeah, no.
Can't wait till he absolutely torches that defense, too.
Yeah, I mean, he's right, though. I don't know if they do that. I mean, they're that bad. Does it matter? Like, it's not like they're competing right now.
That's what I said. My buddy's a Raiders fan, Tommy. He said, there's no way they trade inside the division. I was like, A, it's the Raiders. And B, they don't give a shit because he'll be 35 years old by the time they're relevant again. So what the hell does it matter if they trade inside the division or not? You're clearing off 30 mil a year for a receiver.
And they already said they'll give him up for a second round.
Right.
So you take a second round. You don't have a quarterback yet.
And the Chiefs are in that like spot where a second round sounds pretty fucking good for a chance at a three-peat. That's good merchandising right there. Think about the money a three-peat brings them. I think that's worth a second round pick.
Oh, for them, yeah, because they're young. They're very young still.
Well, not but I don't think they win with what they have on the field right now. Kelsey looks like a shell of himself. He's more into acting and what can I do after football.
Losing Rice definitely puts Kelsey back up, though.
Yeah, but he
That
better get his ass in the gym, stop eating bagels. Like,
Dude, he is
holy
a
shit.
puffy little. He looks like he's trying to be the next Jeffrey Dahmer. Like he needs a haircut and a shave.
Yeah,
Go.
he
He
looks like
needs
he
to go
wants.
see number 7 barber parlor.
He looks like the next Jason Kelsey. That's what he looks like right now.
Dude, Jason Kelsey. Sorry though, needs to be an announcer.
Yeah, I know.
That man is gold.
He'd be way better than.
And Tom Brady didn't get any better this week.
No,
Of
he
course, he's
didn't.
announcing the Bucks game. Go figure.
I know. All he did was sit there and go, I'd probably play this game. I mean, props to Baker for 3 touchdowns in the first quarter. I would have been 4 at least with this defense.
Dude, he's so robotic.
I know. He just wants to stroke his own dick, too, the whole time he's up
I
there.
know. I
So he's
mean,
like,
he
yeah, it's
deserves it.
3rd and 7.
Love the sweatshirt. Yeah, it's for you. Taylor comment. I love it. We got Taylor talking in the chat. So we're gonna do this. It's 25 minutes. We're gonna jump
So you
off
can
here,
see the
but
chat? I don't get to see the chat. That's unfortunate.
if you pull
Oh, wait.
YouTube,
What's chat over here?
if you
Oh, wait.
pull
That's
YouTube
Riverside
up,
chat.
if you pull YouTube up and you go to live, or if you just go onto our page on your YouTube account, you can see you can get in the chat there.
Yeah, all right. Well,
It's our first time doing this, but I think this is a new format. Every Tuesday, we just get on here, shoot the shit, do a recap, try and get people to. I mean, over time, I think will grow. Basically, people want to talk about something like this, like that. The Devontae to the Jets, I didn't even think about.
should we give him
That's gold.
a Tuesday night drink suggestion?
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. We could do that. Like the Caribou Lou.
Or we could also do a waiver wire pickup for the folks. I mean, shit.
If we're live, who is Tucker Kraft?
Tucker Kraft.
If
That's not a
he's
bad
available,
one.
he's available in a lot of leagues, and I like him. I would say,
You know
depending
who
what
I
you
like?
need, who do you like?
I like Trey Tucker moving forward.
Trey Tucker.
Dude, at Las Vegas, man, that speed is killing. He's faster than I anticipated, or not anticipated, but realized. I think moving forward, Jacoby Myers is going to usually take probably the more
Well,
of the focus, and I think they're going to be running a lot of like gadget plays to Trey Tucker.
pick him up now because if Tay gets traded, that's gold.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
that's why I'm saying go out and get it before the Adams trade happens, and you might get yourself a little bit of a steal there moving forward.
I love that we talk about trades with each other. I mean, pickups and stuff with each other, and then we cock block each other in our leagues.
You're the only one that cock blocks here, bro.
That's true. My receiver is Jordan Whittington, the rookie. The only thing is Cooper Kupp comes back, but like a 1 or 2 week guy until Puka comes back. Jordan Whittington is basically a lesser Puka, and Stafford likes him.
Yeah, Dynasty, I like him as well moving forward. Dynasty, because even once Cup comes back, he's probably only got a season or 2 left anyway.
And then him and Puka side by side would be really fun to watch.
Yeah,
They play They play very similarly, but Puka is definitely more talented.
but if you could put one on both sides and then a quick dude in the middle, or a big possession receiver, kind of like runs around, and I don't know, you could do some weird things with them. I think
it could be very interesting.
like stack them. Oh, dude, you could design all kinds of shit off of those guys.
I like it. All right, let's sign off of this new thing. If you did watch this, Taylor, I know you did, and tell your friends. I know you got friends. Put this on. You got to work later hours. So you can put this on at the shop, Taylor.
Tell your friends.
But Tuesday night we want to go live. We're going to jump on probably about 8:15 ish, give or take. Most Tuesday nights do about 15, 20, 30 minutes of just kind of weekend recap. So if you join us, cool. If you don't, cool. We still love you.
And it's a live chat, so clearly you can jump in and give your 2 cents and join the conversation. That's what we're all about. Tell us what you're drinking.
Yep, and then we'll post it for you to watch it later.
That's actually what I need to know is what everybody's drinking out there half the time. So
that should be a thing of what you drinking.
Yeah, and I cannot wait to introduce Watch Us.
Oh, watch us.
Oh
yeah, that's a little spoiler alert. Watch us. That's going to be funny.
I can't wait to do that. But anyway,
we got to plan a day for that.
For the folks.
All right, Pukanuka, you have a good night. Hit the waivers, and we'll see you Friday.
Pukanuka.
I got to figure out how to end this stuff. I'm in here all looking at myself, all delayed and such.